You will find the link to Crypto Side Hustle Handbook in the description and pinned in comments below. Most traders make the same fatal emotional mistake during a bull run, and it costs them more than market timing ever will. What you think is discipline is usually panic in disguise. Today, I will show three simple emotional discipline techniques you can use the next time the market runs. You will learn how to spot capital rotation, when to hold, when to rotate, and how to avoid panic selling a coin that later moons. Stay to the end of for a single sentence rule that fixes most emotional mistakes. Plus, I will share one real trader story that ends in a surprising twist. If you want clear, simple crypto lessons that actually change what you do, subscribe now. We post step by step guides every week that save beginners from costly mistakes. What if I told you losing 40% of gains is not a bad trade and it is a failure of emotional design? Emotional design means the rules, triggers, and environment that decide your choices faster than conscious thought. Think of your trading mind as a thermostat. If it is set wrong, it reacts late and overcompensates. Capital rotation is simply shifting funds between sectors or coins during phases or of a bull run. Typical rotation flows might be Bitcoin to altcoins to memcoins as a run progresses. Here is a simple timeline: early altcoin season, then mid-run mania, then late-run speculative rotation. Beginners who ride hype without rules often end up bag holding or panic selling at local tops. But understanding rotation is not enough. Most people still fail because they cannot control the moment they decide to rotate. Next, I will show the first practical technique that fixes that. If you only take one technique from this video, make it this: design a trigger that makes you act the way you planned, not the way panic tells you to. Process triggers are predefined signals that force a small repeatable action. An example trigger could be this: when Bitcoin rises 20% from the last local low and altcoin market dominance grows by 3% in 7 days, rotate 10% of profit into the top 3 altcoins. Let us walk through a concrete example. Alan starts with a $2,000 position. Fires. He trigger fires when the conditions are met and he moves $200 into the growth bucket. He follows the rule without waiting for hype or emotion. A checklist appears in his head and he executes. This reduces decision fatigue and prevents late stage FOMO so he can sleep at night. This removes impulse but triggers need teeth. In the next section, I will show how to make those triggers stick even when your friends are screaming all in. Most beginners have one allocation rule: all or nothing. That is exactly why rotation crashes their emotions. Introduce an allocation scaffold with tiered buckets and a clear purpose. Use core for 50%, growth for 30%, and speculative for 15%. Core holds long-term assets like Bitcoins and Ethereum. Growth holds established altcoins. Speculative holds new projects and meme coins. Rotations moves funds between buckets instead of blindly between coins. During early runs, move 5% from core to growth. During mid-run, move 10% from realized profits to growth. During late run, consider moving a small percentage into speculative but only from realized profits. This lets you capture upside without risking everything. A scaffold gives you both greed and safety. Discipline that still lets you capture upside is how you stay in the game. But human psychology will still try to override any scaffold under stress. So, how do you enforce the scaffold when your emotions spike? Emotional safeguards lock you in when your brain goes loud. Safeguards include friction tools and accountability structures. Friction tools are delayed sell, orders, cooling off alerts, and two-step confirmations. Accountability structures include trade journaling, pre-commitment calls, and a trade buddy or community check-in. Implement these steps, add a 10-minute delay on sells above a set percentage during new spikes, require one sentence justification in your trade journal before any large rotation, use a rating scale from 1 to 10 for emotional intensity, and if your rating is above 7, freeze rotation for 24 hours. Trader Sam used a 24-hour journal cooldown and reversed a bad exit. These safeguards reduce dopamine-driven mistakes and keep you in control. They protect you, but there is one hidden mistake most people still make. How they read rotation signals is the silent killer. Here is the trap most education misses. People read rotation signals as momentum instead of context. That mistake makes you buy the wrong altcoins at the worst time. Momentum is short-term price movement. Context is why rotation is happening, such as liquidity flows, macro factors, or a narrative shift. A coin can spike because leveraged positions are liquidated, but that is very different from the market rotating into a whole sector like L2s or NFTs. Volume dominance and on-chain flows can reveal real context. A small community pump can look like rotation but be temporary noise. You might think you are reacting smart when you are actually following noise. Learning to read flow rather than price will change how you trade. Now we combine the three techniques into a simple, repeatable routine. Here is a 5-minute routine you can run every morning during a bull run that replaces panic with process. Step 1. Check macro context for 2 minutes. Look at Bitcoin dominant sectors, sector headlines, exchange flows. Step 2. Evaluate your process triggers from for 1 minute. Are any triggers active right now? Step 3. Allocation. Check for 1 minute. Apply scaffold percentages only from realized profits. Step 4. Emotional check and safeguard for 1 minute. Rate your emotional intensity, and if it is above 7, defer actions and journal. Role play a morning where Bitcoin is up 12% and altcoin dominance is rising. Using the routine, you quickly see whether to move a portion from core to growth and why. This routine reduces panic and keeps you in meaningful trades. Do this for 1 week and you will notice a difference in how you act under stress. If you use this routine consistently, you will avoid most costly mistakes. Now for the ultimate payoff, the single sentence rule that fixes nearly every emotional failure. Say this sentence out loud before you trade. Only rotate realized profits according to your scaffold using pre-committed triggers, never your entire position. This rule works because realized profits reduce emotional attachment. Pre-committed triggers prevent panic. A scaffold limits downside and preserves upside exposure. Here is a before and after example with numbers. A trader who followed this rule avoided a catastrophic loss and still captured additional upside. This single sentence gives you a practical, low friction way to act rationally in chaotic markets. You now have the tools to design your trading thermostat. You also do not need to do this alone. If you want, we can build a simple checklist and template together in the next video. If this helped you see how to keep your emotions from destroying your trades, subscribe now. We break down practical routines like this every week so beginners do not reinvent mistakes the market already exposes. If you want the checklist template, comment the word routine below. Before you rotate another dime, watch the next video where We explain decentralized economies and blockchain finance. That video helps you read the bigger picture behind capital flows and make smarter rotation calls. Click on it after this video. Stay patient, plan your moves, and let the market prove you right, not your emotions.